Hello and welcome back to LionMill Studio. I am Ryan and you are watching me illustrate pages 31 to 32 in Cascadia, my comic book that I've been working on for quite some time now. And it is a pretty exciting scene. I decided to skip ahead a little bit and skip over doing some drawings of the slower, more character-centered moments in the book and get a little bit of artistic dessert by doing an action scene. So the first couple of pages that I did in this action sequence was the point where the dire boar was about to walk up to Quill and kill him before he kills the dog and the goat. And it's set at night, and there is a pretty dramatic lighting change that occurs, and that light, that rich blue pervasive light that you see in the first three panels of the last two pages, and what you will see all about Gador after the painting process is through, is something that I have not tried before. So actually all of this is new to me. Watercolor in general as a means of painting and illustrating is relatively new to me. Basically, I painted in oil paint for quite some time. I even actually played with the idea of doing some form of oil painting for this comic, but there's no real way to do that makes sense right now. I don't know why I would even bother, and the way that oil paint reacts to the way that you need to layer it, it really wouldn't make sense for an illustration, or at least not this illustration, but the watercolor seems to make sense. Watercolor makes a lot of sense to me. It's earthy and natural, and I think it fits with the aesthetic that I'm looking for, the aesthetic that you can find within the Cascadians, because they're this Neolithic tribe of people that effectively make a set of like twin city states, and everything that is in their culture is fairly naturally made. They're basically at a Neolithic level, and I'm really excited about showing all kinds of aspects of their culture. This entire book is actually just a playground, an excuse to use my imagination to research and play with different ideas and things that I really love and enjoy. I enjoy deep, ancient history, deep, barely understood antiquity. Obviously, like I mentioned, the Neolithic and Paleolithic periods. And I want to throw all that together in a blender with some of my favorite kinds of stories, specifically an adventure story. And that's what this story is. It's an adventure story about a character named Quill. He's our main hero. He's a kid when we meet him, and he's apprenticing as a shepherd under a bedraggled, begrizzled, crabby old man named Gador the shepherd. And it's not a comfortable relationship for Quill. Quill is kind of a gentle soul and very friendly soul, and he's paired with this gruff, grumbly old guy. He doesn't talk much and doesn't want to have much to do with Quill. And we'll learn more about Gador as we come down through the. We'll learn more about Gador as we continue with the book and with the story. This first adventure is something that is about Gador kind of coming to an understanding with Quill about himself. Not himself, but Gador's understanding of Quill as a person, and what Gador realizes should be his role in Quill's upbringing. And it's I'm fairly excited about it, and I'm really excited about this fight sequence that's going to come next. So, what can I talk about that? Well, I'm not going to talk about that fight sequence just yet. It's going to be between Gador and the dire boar. Quill's kind of knocked out of commission at that moment, and so is the dog. Actually, if you at the very end of this video, when I show you the image of Gador, or this page, I should say rather, take a look in the night sky. Not the night sky. What am I trying to say here? This is, if you're still watching this video, thank you very much. I stumble and stammer so much, but I'm just doing the best I can. Nevertheless, if you take a look in the background, you'll find that the dog and the goat are still there. They're behind in the blue light, kind of pushed back there. And there I'm cross-referencing some of the blues and methods of creating the shadows. And this was a tough page to paint because, once again, I'm not 100% certain what I'm doing. And this is just something that I'm trying, where I was really allowing myself to rest on those blues for the night sky and the night light and the moons, the shadows and the textures and the light from the moon and the night sky. Just to be. But though I realized that some parts I needed to make it darker to really make Gador stand out specifically, so that it would make more sense with the shadows, because of the introduction of the lamp light, the shadows needed to become more aggressive, more saturated, and more rich. So that's exactly what I was doing here. I needed to really hone that in, because I was a little bit timid at first. It worked out that I had a lot of soft shadows and a lot of interesting blues in those first 3 panels of the dire boar, but in this scenario where Gador has this ceramic lamp that he's brought with him, it increases the contrast. So I needed to increase the contrast on him. And that's just what I'm doing. And it started, this is about the time that I realized that it would start to really work out. You'll notice that every once in a while I've paused and I'm not painting, and that's just because I'm looking. But that's one of the things you got to do when you're painting, because that's a part of painting. You have to stop and look sometimes. You can't just keep plugging away, arbitrarily putting marks wherever you want to put them. That was me about to open a bowl of ranch dressing for my food. I took a little dinner break, but yeah, you need to stop and you need to wait, and sometimes you need to take a break. Today I popped on Minecraft for a couple of minutes here and there to get in between my thoughts on what needed to be done. I think it worked out. I'm looking at this picture right now, and I think it worked out. The hammer is in light. The dog and the goat are pushed back in the light of the night sky. I don't think I'm going to mess with this too much. If I do, I'll let anybody know. But thank you all very much for checking me out. If you've gotten this far, please be sure to check out my Instagram and like and subscribe to this channel for more updates on Cascadia. I cannot wait to get this thing undergoing the process of crowdfunding. So I'm going to keep working there, and you will get to see me do that. All right. Thank you all very much, and I'll catch you later.